All right, welcome in everyone. Ready for another deep dive. It feels like everywhere you turn these days, social media and mental health are linked. Like, is it good for us? Is it bad for us?
It's definitely a hot topic, lots of back and forth.
So we thought it'd be super interesting to pull in some recent articles, some real psychology perspectives on how these platforms affect us, like deep down. Get past the headlines.
Yeah, go beyond just the doom scrolling idea.
Exactly. So our mission today is to break down those key insights from these articles. What are they really saying about the impact on our well-being?
Both the potential harms and the benefits, because let's be real, there are both.
Totally. Okay, so should we start with what people usually think of first, the kind of downsides?
Sure, let's jump into the dark side a little bit.
Sounds good to me. So one thing I kept seeing in these articles is the idea of validation traps, like getting so caught up in likes and comments,
Right, and it makes sense, right? You get that dopamine hit, it feels good.
but then you're kind of chasing it.
Exactly. And one study from Saudi Arabia in 2023 that you sent over, it actually gave this a really high utility score, meaning it was super linked to, not feeling great mentally.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah, it really shows how strongly our self-worth can be tied to these online interactions. And I mean, you see it in the stats, right? Like teens who are on social media a lot are way more likely to say their mental health is suffering, something like 41% more likely.
That's huge.
Yeah.
It also makes me think about how much of what we see online is, well, kind of fake.
Mhm.
Everyone's presenting the best version of themselves.
Absolutely curated realities. Like everyone's always on vacation or having these amazing experiences.
It's the highlight reel problem. And I think a lot of these articles are saying that constantly comparing ourselves to that, especially if you don't feel like you have the means to live that same way, it can be really damaging.
It can mess with your self-esteem, lead to more anxiety, even body image issues. It's tough.
For sure. And then on top of that, there's just the fact that you can spend so much time scrolling, just sucked in.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole design of it, right? Infinite scrolling, notifications, all designed to keep you hooked. It kind of taps into our brain's reward pathways.
So we end up spending less time doing other things, connecting with people in person,
Right, and some of the research even suggests that people who are already feeling down, maybe dealing with depression, they might actually be more likely to turn to online interactions.
which could make things worse, isolating them even more.
Potentially, yeah. It's a complex picture.
It is. But, like we said, there are upsides too, right?
Definitely. Tons of potential benefits highlighted in the articles you sent. Like, one of the big ones is the power of online communities for support.
It's true. People can connect with others who really get it.
Right, and that can be huge for reducing stigma. Initiatives like hashtag ChatSafe, they were mentioned a few times, they've actually been really effective in supporting young people.
That's amazing to hear. And you can't deny that social media has made mental health information way more accessible.
Oh, absolutely. It's democratized it in a lot of ways. Like, think about it. Most young adults now go online to find out about mental health.
Yeah, that's where they are.
Exactly. And platforms like TikTok and Instagram, they're using these short videos to talk about things like anxiety, depression, even schizophrenia in ways that feel really relatable.
So it's not so scary, not so taboo.
Right. It normalizes it. And we're even seeing technology being used to help people in crisis situations.
Like how?
Well, they're developing AI tools that can actually spot language patterns that might indicate someone is in a really bad place mentally.
Whoa, that's wild.
Yeah, it's cutting edge stuff. And it can help get them support faster. Then you have the anonymous forums, which can be really important for people who feel vulnerable.
It's about creating a safe space.
Totally.
Okay, so for everyone listening out there, it sounds like the takeaway is that social media itself isn't necessarily the problem. It's more about how we use it.
It's about being mindful. And it's interesting, some of the articles even talked about potential warnings from like the Surgeon General.
Really?
Yeah, like actual warnings about the risks.
Yeah.
It shows how seriously people are taking this, how we need to be more critical about how these platforms are designed and how they affect us.
Absolutely. So, given everything we've talked about,
Hmm.
what's your advice for someone listening who wants to have a healthier relationship with social media?
Well, there are a few things that came up consistently in those articles. One is to be more intentional about what you're following. Choose accounts that educate you, inspire you, instead of ones that make you feel bad about yourself.
Right, curate your feed.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to use those screen time tools on your phone. Set limits, it can really help you break that endless scrolling habit.
Like put your phone down, go outside.
Pretty much. And when it comes to online communities, try to find ones that are focused on recovery, on positive change. You don't want to just be surrounded by people who are constantly sharing their struggles.
It's about finding balance.
For sure. And finally, and this is huge, make sure you're prioritizing real life connections. Schedule time away from your devices to nurture those relationships.
Like a digital detox.
You could call it that. So, the bottom line is social media can be a part of your life, but it shouldn't be running your life.
I think that's a great place to leave it. A lot to think about, right?
Definitely. And I guess the final thought I'd leave you with is this. What's one small change you could make to your social media habits today that would make a difference in your digital life? Just one little tweak. It could be unfollowing someone, setting a timer, anything. Just something to get you moving in a more positive direction.
I love that. Something for everyone to ponder as they log off today.
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, folks. We'll catch you next time.